Hi, I'm Anita. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about organization and storage and how I keep a lot of my materials stored away. So I'm going to show you some of the different techniques that I've learned from other YouTubers on how they organize all of their beads and crystals and what have you. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is I'm probably going to have to be taking a break from videoing tutorials. I had my eyes checked the other day and I was told I have cataracts. So I'm going to have cataract surgery, which means I won't be able to do any beading probably for a few weeks, which means I won't be doing any videos for a few weeks. So I just want to give my viewers a heads up that I'm taking a break, giving my eyes a rest, and hopefully you will all still be with me when I'm ready to pick it back up again. It's going to be anywhere from a few weeks to maybe a couple of months for me to fully recover because I have to do one eye at a time. So you get to that age that you have to do things that you got to do, take care of what you have left. And that way you can keep moving forward. So it's a good thing. So anyway, today's video is just to give you a quick glimpse on how I do some of my storage. And so I'll talk about that briefly, and hopefully that'll give you some tips on how to organize some of your own materials. All right, so let's get started. One of the first things I want to show you is this really cool tool caddy. I use this for all of my tools. And I've got two of these, so it makes it real handy. I always have these off to my right as I'm doing my different projects, so I can quickly see what tool I want to use, what I want to grab, and it's at fingertip length, very convenient. Just reach over, and it keeps them stored nice and organized, and I don't have a bunch of clutter on my desk as I'm working. So great little plexi, it's like a plexi plastic for storing your tools. And I think I got this on Amazon. So if I can find the link to any of these storage ideas, I'll put that in the description box for you. All right, another cool storage idea I use this for a lot of my beading thread, some other small tools that don't fit on my little caddy. I have a little magnifying glass, and just a little oddball stuff. It's like a Lazy Susan, but it has, it rotates. So it's pretty cool. I use this for oddball stuff, and I believe I got this at the Container Store. They have some really cool storage ideas for organizing things, so you might want to check out the Container Store for some things. All right, let's see what else I got. All right, another really cool storage idea is this little caddy. It's on a hanger, and I believe it was once a shoe storage thing for shoes. It's got a clear plastic and different pockets, and it goes a long way. As you can see, I have quite a few pockets of storage, and this is what I use to store all of my Delica beads. And I have them all grouped by color, and you can see clearly just by turning around all the different colors of Delicas that I have. Very convenient way to store. It doesn't take hardly any room, because I used to have these in boxes, and then I thought, somebody gave me this, friend of mine that didn't need it, and I thought, ooh, I can repurpose this and use this for Delicas. So it's a pretty cool storage. Doesn't take up any room, and I usually just hang it on my rack behind me. So it's very convenient. All right, here's another storage idea. Oops, just dropped this one over. This is another device. I bought this at the Container Store. It's like another layered Lazy Susan. It's layered. I've got two layers here, and you can rotate this around. So I put different little types of, I've got these little crystal spacers. They're called rondelles. They've got the little rhinestones in them. And then I have just different little oddball beads on occasion that, I want to use this or that, and they're right there behind me. So I have a few of these with different items to help me stay organized. My next storage idea I'm going to show you from the little closet I have behind me. I'll try to give you a quick glimpse. I've got several different types of storage here. I use these plastic, they're little plastic storage cases. Let me pull one of these out so you can see. I keep all kinds of different beads. I've got a lot of my multi-hole beads in these. And then I also have this container labeled. And you can get a little label maker that will show you different sizes. Probably looks backward on my camera, but you get the general idea. And I have everything at an eye's glance on what's in here. So when I'm ready to work on a particular project, I can see, oh yeah, I do have that and what color I have it in. So I just open these up and I can see very easily what I have for materials. Another cool storage, and this is, sometimes you can buy beads that already come in their own containers. So all I do for these, just so that I can see at a glance, I label each one, what size it is, what my count is in each container, so I know if I have enough materials to make what's in store. Very, very helpful to do that. So here's another storage container that I have just chocked full, and these are all cabochons, different colors and different diameters. So I have the diameters also labeled inside the case to make that really easy for what I need on any project. Let's see what's next. So another thing I use for these storage containers are just for the typical either check glass or gemstone beads. And I also have either prices labeled, colors, or what type of stone it is, and then whatever color palette is in this box. Like all of these are variations of blue, and then I have one for red, green, white, etc. because I have several of these cases. Ton of materials, so it's best to try to keep as organized as you can. The more materials you get, the more important it is to be organized. Another storage type of case I use are these plastic containers that come within their own little plastic case, and in addition you have your little cylinder storage containers, and I have all of these with the original label of whatever the material was. Maybe I took it out of a tube or it came in a bag, so I'll cut that out and tape that on top so that I know exactly what the count was or the weight. If you're selling your jewelry, you'll be able to price what each one is per gram, so when you're doing a cost on your projects, you'll know how much the materials cost you to make whatever it is that you made. And so that's a very good storage technique. I have several of these in different sizes. I also have these in the super small for like little bitty crystals. Maybe these are 3mm bicone crystals, so I have different colors, and I have all those labeled. And then this is a rectangular one where I have some pretty small fire polish beads in here with all the labels on here. Another idea for organizing your materials, I repurpose some certain little boxes that I get. This was from a Harry and David gift that I got a few Christmases ago that had some goodies in it, and I thought, oh, these are really pretty little storage boxes. So I use this kind of stuff to put my tubular, whether these are seed beads, triangle beads, bugle beads, I'll categorize them and then label the box, and I have them all just standing up here where I can just thumb through what I need. Very easy to find. So repurpose your little gift containers that you get. You'd be surprised what you can use for these for. Another thing that I repurpose is because I love drinking this type of coffee, the International House. You might have beverage containers or whatever that you use. I use those for storing beads and materials and such. If you don't like the way it looks, you can cover it up with material, which is what I did on this one. This is what it looked like, and I got lazy on this one. I just labeled it. But here's one where I just took some fancy material and labeled glued it to the outside, and then I put the label here on what that is. So that kind of beautifies your little containers. And very purposeful, free containers, so you don't have to pay for storage. You know, why not repurpose and reuse what you already have in your cupboard? So pretty cool idea. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I store my finished projects? Well, guess what I use? An old shoebox. So here's an old shoebox. These are all of my lanyards, all the lanyards I've done. So I just have them here neatly stacked in appropriate baggies so that I can find them if I have an order that somebody wants to buy one of my lanyards. I go to my lanyard box and I have it all alphabetized by item number. And that's how I store a lot of my finished products. Their idea for storing finished jewelry, like for the smaller things, I think I bought this like at the dollar store. You can get these very inexpensive little trays. I just label it. These are all my rings that I've made. And I have them all in this tray alphabetized by item number with the price. Makes it quick and easy to find if you have an order for rings or one for bracelets. I have all of my bracelets in a different type of old Kleenex boxes. I repurpose those. You know, they fit perfectly. You just put everything away in a little baggie, you label it, and you're all organized. It works perfect. So if you're wondering how I label all of these little containers, I have this, it's called a Dino Electro Tag, and very easy to use. The ribbon goes right inside and it just pops right in. There's no, you don't need to know anything special about how to thread it. You just pop it in and you're ready to go, and you turn it on, and it comes with a manual, so it shows you how to use it. And if you didn't know how to use it, I'm sure that there's a YouTube tutorial on how to use it. So very simple to do. It keeps everything well labeled and organized. Then I have some different crafting wire. I usually just have that up here on the wall. I've got little push pins up here, and then this is my 28 gauge, and I have different colors of crafting wire up here, and a few other different types of wire behind me, and they're just on little push pins stuck up on the inside of my little closet here. Very easy to store. All right, and I'm going to show you another storage technique. I'm using these binders. This is a very skinny binder I have, and I have some that are thicker. This one I have all of my stainless steel and silver toned findings in. So this is baseball card sheets. They're plastic and they're double-sided on where you can store. And so then I have my little envelopes that I measured the diameter as to get the correct envelopes that will fit inside here. So I have jump rings, head pins, lobster clasps, leather crimp cords, head pins, eye pins. They're all in here, and they're all at fingertips glance. I just flip through the pages of maybe I need a charm or a bail. I just go to that binder. I've got one for silver, one for gold, and it's a pretty convenient way to store findings that don't take up a lot of room. So the storage bags that I use in those binders are these little, they're called Plymore, and it's heavy duty plastic. The diameter on these are 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch, and they fit perfectly in the slots that those plastic sheets actually originally are for baseball cards, but I use them for storing my bead findings. Very convenient, and these just work perfect. And I get all of my plastic bags on Amazon. Very inexpensive. All right, and here is my last storage design, or my last storage idea I want to share with you. I get these, or used to get these at Michael's or any craft store. It's called Craft Mates. It's like a binder. It's about 3 inches thick, and I have all of my fire polish beads in here. And what's nice is it's got this zip or snap fasteners here on the end. And if I open this up, you'll see all of my fire polish beads all organized, and I have the labels. I cut those out off of the packing slip, and I stick those in with the fire polish bead, so I know exactly what the color was, what the size, and the count. And it really helps you stay organized. I've got like 4 of these with nothing but fire polish beads. Now, a quick key or tip for you, if you're buying these Craft Mates, if you get them from Michael's, wait until you get one of the 40% off coupons off of a priced item, and you could save quite a few bucks by using those 40% off coupons to get your bead storage kits like this. They're kind of pricey, so if you can save a bunch of money, use one of those coupons. It's very helpful. Okay, and lastly, I'm showing you my little storage containers here that I have in a bookcase. Those are different colors. I can't even remember where I got these. They're so old. But I have a lot of beading materials in there as well, displays and such, and I've got the tags on the little drawers to tell me what's inside each one. All right, so that wraps up today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helps you stay a little more organized. I'll have links in the description box, if possible, as to where you can find some of these different storage ideas. And like I said, if you have stuff in your cupboard that you can repurpose on stuff that you use every day, go ahead and use it. There's nothing wrong with it. You can always beautify it with some material and save yourself quite a few dollars. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you do subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. And I want to thank all of you that have subscribed and keep coming back to watch. I really appreciate your return visits. And like I said, I'm going to have to take a break for a few weeks, if not a few months, on doing beading. So I hope my viewers are patient. I have enough videos out there to keep you entertained, I hope. Anyway, wish me luck. It's only to make my vision better. And we'll see how that cataract surgery goes. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Happy beading, and I'll see you next time.